Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ricas Platicas. It's a pleasure to have you here today with us. We're going to be speaking today with our good friends from Ironbound Auctions. I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
My name is Johan Kron, and I am the owner of Ironbound Auctions.
My name is Johnny Friesen. I'm a ringman over at Ironbound Auctions.
Awesome. And we're here with our good friend Jesse Marin. Make your presence be known, Jesse.
Hello. Hi, everybody. I'm here again to bug you one more time.
Well, let's get right to it, man. We were just before we were starting, we were talking about like the difference between an auctioneer and the actual
bid caller. Yes, sir.
I always thought it was the same thing, and you're telling us it's not. So can you make the difference between that?
Sure, I'll try. Absolutely. The difference between an auctioneer and a bid caller is basically what a bid caller does is he just calls the bids. He's one that spends most of his time behind a microphone. There's a lot of contract auctioneers / bid callers that you just contract and they come to your auction company and they just sell for you. They usually don't do all the rest that's behind it. All the advertising, the marketing, all the paperwork.
More like a show person.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's more of a profession. And then there's the auctioneers who usually run the whole business in itself. They can sell anything, real estate, you name it. Real estate, equipment. There's a lot of auctioneers that do benefit auctions. There's a ton of variety that.
And whenever this interested you, did it interest you particularly in the equipment, like farm equipment and all that? And how did it start interesting you?
Yes, sir. Well, I guess I saw the big need of it. There's a big need of it. A lot of these companies, they don't have good ways to selling their equipment. If they post it, if they try to sell it themselves, they post it somewhere. They don't know what the value is. They don't, it's hard to sell. That's where we come in. We make sure they get fair market value and all that good stuff. So anyway, yeah, I saw the need in it, and that's kind of where it all started. I didn't really want to become a bid caller. I just wanted to own the auction business.
How old were you when you started this?
I actually only started this like 4 years ago.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did y'all start together or?
He started like a year after. He was there since my very first auction. He's been there every auction. He's helped me tremendously. He's since gone to auction school too. He's become an auctioneer. We're hopefully in the future going to start an auction company out in Oklahoma City, which is where he lives close by. So yeah.
You travel over here every time they have an auction, or?
Every time, yeah. A couple times in between.
Oh wow, that's nice. And y'all have, how many auctions do y'all have per year?
2016 we had 4 of them. 2017.
2016 auctions. I was like, whoa.
Right. In 2016 we had 4 of them. 2017 was already like 6. This year, hopefully, we're going to have probably about 10 of them. Oh, nice. And obviously, I do some benefit auctions in between, some where I just go and bid call and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Well, what did you gonna ask something?
Well, I'm kind of interested in the whole thing. How do you go about like the whole thing about doing an auction?
It's the way we do our auctions is quite different, I guess, than what traditional auctions are like. We do online bidding where people can bid online all over the world. It's live at the auction day. They can hear us, they can see us, they can see all the pictures, the descriptions, all that good stuff. They can bid live. They can just click a button at home and just bid all over the world, right? Mm-hmm. So, and we do like advertising, marketing, a lot of marketing, advertising. But the process is, it's pretty it's simple. Companies, usually oilfield companies, farmers, any construction companies, they bring in their equipment, they bring it in. We take pictures of it, take videos of it, we display it nicely, put it all in a good sale order, market it, expose it to as many people as we can.
Any models at all? Or is that where he comes in?
Any models, right? We need some. Yeah, we definitely need some.
We're actually talking about doing that.
Right.
For the next
we need some. Yeah, it would attract.
Yeah, and see, that's what I've been telling him, because I know we're in the entertainment business and the music and
right.
modeling.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
visual.
Yeah.
So have have auctions done any of that?
Yeah, well, the actual event in itself is obviously the most fun. You know,
Right.
We're gonna have an auction next week Tuesday. Right now, it's peak. You know, everybody's
Where is that
excited.
gonna be held at?
It's gonna be here in Seminole, Texas. Yes, sir. But
Is there an exact address that you want to give?
yeah,
people?
it's 750 U.S. Highway 180 West. It's right here on Hobbs Highway. It's very easy to find. Right on Highway 180.
Yeah, so people are.
Absolutely.
What's going to be like the most of the items that are going to be there?
Oh, we're gonna have a lot of
everything.
trucks, trailers, dozers, excavators,
Compressors.
graders, compressors,
Backhoes.
telehandlers, yes,
forklifts.
telehandlers, absolutely. Farm equipment,
So you know all
tractors.
people from around there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whoever needs something,
And,
these
yeah.
are your guys right here.
Yeah,
They're gonna have
absolutely.
it for you.
Yeah, and like you said in that whole entertaining deal, the event itself, it's exciting.
Yeah, it's entertainment in itself already.
It's very fun. Yeah, auctions. There's one company that I work with. They did a study on why people prefer auctions, and you'd be surprised. They spent $250,000 just to find out that most people prefer auctions because they're fun. You
Wow.
know, yeah,
It's an exciting. It's kind of
it's-
like casino, no? It's kind of like
yeah,
big
it's
time,
excited. Yeah,
everybody's-
it's very exciting. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
It's
Yeah, I think it's an excitement you can't get like if you're just selling something to somebody like
Exactly.
equipment. Like
Exactly.
I feel like people. I'm pretty sure people are more like driven by emotion, right?
Yep,
As they say,
absolutely.
than the actual logic of it.
Absolutely.
So if you're all excited and you're in this event,
Yep.
it's much easier to get.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just the winning.
Yeah, it's a
factor
competition,
that
competitive.
becomes like, I
yeah.
gotta win this, right? It's not
Absolutely.
so much that I need it.
Absolutely.
It's just I want it because
Yep.
I don't want you to have it.
yeah, it's not
pretty
not
fun.
not a bad problem for us to have.
Yeah.
And I think the most exciting part of it is the bid calling, man. I think that's
Right.
very exciting because it gets people,
Yeah.
all jittery. And
Yes,
stuff.
absolutely.
Can
It
you
gets
tell?
them
Can you show us a little bit about that, or how does that?
Do a little
Sure.
piece of like if you were gonna sell this. How
Sure,
would you
we're gonna sell the marker. All right, sounds good. All right, here, $20, $20, 20, and get it at $20, at 30, net 30, get it at $30, get it at 30, 30, not 40, get it at 40, and get it at $40, get it at $40 and a half. Sold it $30, sold it $30.
$30 marker. There you go. Yeah, and that's the essence of it. It could be something like a marker, I guess, but the whole fun idea of it behind it.
Absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
pretty fun.
Yeah, with all the ringmen and presents and all that. It's
And what does a ringman do?
a ringman, he does a lot of things. He does a lot of things, really. But he calls. Well, you could probably explain better what a ringman does than I do. He's a ringman himself. So.
For one, the most important I think would be we help the buyers. A lot of them, they have a little problem understanding the auctioneer, especially if they're from a different country, different languages. Almost everybody at Ironbound speaks 3 or 4 different languages, and the ringmen all do. That helps a lot. We can if they have problems understanding the auctioneer, they can quickly come to us. We walk around the crowd, and they can ask us questions and we're familiar with the equipment that we have there, and we're just there to help them. That's
To
the main
assist the
thing.
buyer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's also to assist the bid calling, right? Because you give them.
Yes. Yeah, the auctioneer with the full building, he can never see everybody that's
Right.
trying to bid. So
Right.
Yes.
so we can quickly relate
And
those.
that's
bid-
called the
bids.
ringman.
Ringman, yeah.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking that you were like the guy that's holding people off from fighting each other. I think it's pretty tense right now.
Right.
People trying to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I thought you were like he's in charge of like
Right.
no, you're not gonna fight him.
Right.
Oh no, I'm not the bouncer. I'm the
He's the good guy.
There you have it, people. Ringman is not the one that's gonna separate you.
No.
Have you gone intense moments like that where people are fighting over an equipment or something?
I've heard it's never happened to us. What we've
in a
had
fun way.
in a fun way, yeah. What we've had is
Awesome.
we've had like 2 guys like next to each other and just pretty much going on a tractor like that was worth $25,000 and they bid up to 35,000. Just because there's like
They were locked on.
yeah. So I mean it's fun. It's fun. They're just like okay, I'll show you.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
And they were sitting right side by side. So
Yeah,
it
so that's
It
good.
took about 5 minutes to sell one piece of equipment. That was fun.
And you obviously see that a lot more at fundraisers because usually goes for a good cause. It's
Right.
yeah, I had a fundraiser where I did bid calling a week ago. We sold a Monster energy drink for $300 just because that guy was 30.
That's
awesome.
crazy.
That's
That's
fun,
crazy,
yeah.
man.
Fundraisers can be benefit auctions are a lot of fun.
Yes,
Really,
absolutely.
benefit auctions. I didn't even ever hear about that. How does that work?
Yeah.
They have. Go ahead.
For charity events, if like for schools or churches, whatever, if they have something going on, they need to raise some money, and people bring stuff that they just donate, and then we
Okay.
sell it. And
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So
Absolutely.
you open to the public and ask them to donate stuff, or does a church? Or
They're usually the church, whatever.
Oh.
Or sometimes if they hire you as an auctioneer, you actually tell them you need to buy these items, 15 items, good items, vacation packages, some a professional cook that will come to your house and cook some meals or whatever. It's not that many items, but they raise a lot of money, obviously, because it usually goes for a very good cause. And there's different types. There's like the gala events where it's invitational only, where you see football players, they spend up to $2 million for a meal, or something. And then there's obviously the ones that are more for like schools where it's not that big,
see.
but yeah, they're cool, they're awesome.
And the items in a charity event like that, do they vary? Are they because they're not all equipment, right? It's just all kinds of different stuff.
Anything, yeah. It's usually something that would just like a gift card at a massage place, or it can be something that just about anybody would like to buy.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, could you break down the bid calling for us, for people that are interested in doing that, like me? I'm interested in doing that.
Sure, I'll kind of give you the basics. Pretty much what it is people ask me all the time, is like, wow, you're one of those that talk so fast? Well, I mean, yeah, I guess we kind of talk fast, but it's more of a rhythm. And so basically what we do is, it's a 3-part chant. We call it an auction chant, right? It's an auction chant. So it's a 3-part chant, usually is the most common one. So what I would do is I would say, I'm bid $5. Would you give me 10? Right? It's just a filler word. I'm bid $5. Would you give me 10? So we go pretty quick. So we can do a bunch of different filler words, but say I'm bid $5, but I would get a 10. But I'm at 20. Did at 20. So you pretty much just say I'm bid 5, now 20, or I'm bid 5, now 10, now 15, and now 20. Would get a 20, but I'm at 25, and get it at 25, but I'm at 30. And if the bids come in rolling pretty quick, you just go from bid to yeah, exactly. But if it slows down a little bit, you could kind of go back and say, I'm bid 20, now 30. Anybody get 30, but I'm at 30, and then you just use it's a number and it's filler words. It's basically all it is, and you just go in the rhythm, just go. And then when you go to auction school, you have to do a lot of tongue twisters and a lot of drills, what they call, and then you just go a lot of tongue twisters. You've got to use that T and the B and the D. So there's one tongue twister that's probably the most famous one in the auction industry. It's the Betty Butter one. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Betty Butter.
Yeah, it's a pretty long one. It goes, Betty Butter bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my better, it'll make my better bitter. So she bought a bit of better butter, put it in her bitter better, made her bitter better better. So this better Betty Butter bought a bit of better butter. So,
Nice.
I'm cross-eyed.
right. So it's pretty much just it's a little story.
So that's one whole phrase.
Yeah, it's Betty. Yeah, Betty Butter bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my better, it will make my better bitter. So she bought a bit of better butter, put it in her bitter better, made her bitter better better. So this better Betty Butter bought a bit of better butter. So
Wow. I'm gonna have to learn that.
it's a good one because you use a lot of filler words that have like a B and a T and whatever in it. So it's
It makes
more
it
rhythmic.
fluid.
Yeah, exactly. So
Have you used that before?
that
In the actual
and
bid
the
call?
actual chant. Well, we use all kinds of stuff. We actually communicate, and people have no idea we communicate. But I'll say things to Johnny, and he was like, "Sure, whatever," because and especially knowing 4 languages, you can integrate a lot of filler words into that.
I see. I think that's kind of the way musicians speak to each other. How on stage, whenever they're pretending like they're talking to the public,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they're actually speaking to a musician.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we do quite a bit of it, and then we do a lot of just looking at each other. We already know what's happening.
Yeah.
Someone messes up, we just.
Right.
But it would be useful to speak 3 languages because sometimes we speak into the mic and
Yeah.
everybody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And everybody knows we're lost and we don't know what song is next.
Not bad.
Yeah. So
I want to ask, where are you guys from originally?
Go ahead.
Cuauhtemoc, Chihuahua is where I was born.
Really?
So-
Nice.
Yep. We're both born in Cuauhtemoc, Chihuahua. Yes, sir. We're
Devon, Chihuahua.
yeah, we're born in Mexico, born and raised in Mexico. I'm born and raised in Mexico. Yes.
And were y'all involved in auctions over there in Mexico?
We did attend to a lot of auctions. It's very common to have auctions out there. They're very traditional, but I never did any, and I wasn't involved in the business itself. No.
I see. But when you grew up in that, it was kind of easier, no? Because you were already familiar with the way things work.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, there's pretty much a day and night difference from the way they held their auctions than what they were here. But I grew up with my dad together. Always went to auctions. I had fun just watching.
Just watching, huh?
And then when I came to the United States, it was a whole different ball game.
What was the difference? What was the transition, I guess, from traditional auction and what we're dealing with now?
Right. Well, I guess the traditional, it's, they don't do all that marketing. They don't do any of that. It's just pretty much word of mouth.
Nice.
It's old. Usually it's just like one auctioneer and his family, or it's usually a family. It's a family thing, right? So everybody knows them for a long time. So they just come out there. They don't market that much. They don't do any online bidding. They just, and the way the whole auction itself, the event, it's held very differently. It's usually outside, and they just, it lasts all day long. It's very different, yeah.
So you just talk about the equipment, right? Because people can't really see it. It's more there in the background.
Yeah, then usually what they do is they don't have it parked nicely or whatever. They just usually go and then lift the item that they want to sell at that moment. They just pick something and they hold it up and like, we're going to sell this now. And
I see.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Did you have to, I guess, make a lot of changes whenever you started your auction company?
Yeah, well, it was a long process. I worked on it probably almost a year before we actually had our first auction. There's so much behind the scenes that people don't see or whatever, but all the whole system, the software that you use, and the way we do our auctions, they're held inside. Mm-hmm. They're in a facility. It doesn't matter if it's hot, cold, or windy or snowing outside. Right. It's a climate controlled facility with comfortable seating. We display pictures of every item. We have probably about 7,000 to 15,000 images every auction of all the equipment.
Awesome.
We show the pictures. We show videos of the machines running. Everybody gets a catalog with a full description. There's a whole lot of behind the scenes, or like a lot of work that gets put into it, and then it goes a lot quicker. Everybody's busy nowadays. They don't have time to go to an auction and sit there all day. They're busy. They're making money. They have to, whatever, something. And so they just go there and bid on the item and go home, whatever. It's very effective. It's very quick. It's very, it's way different, absolutely.
With saying that, social media, it's made everything a little different nowadays. Has it helped you guys or has it hurt the auction?
It's helped us tremendously, yeah. Social media is the strongest tool we have for marketing and advertising. Yeah, Facebook being the biggest. Yeah. We can reach so many people out there. That's unreal. You can target the audience, and you can go by what their likes are and by their geographic. It's a very, very strong tool.
Do you get social a lot of crazies on there as well?
Yeah, well,
I know we do as a band. We get a lot of crazies.
Absolutely, yeah. We do. We are very surprised actually at how few people, or how many people that are still out there that don't know nothing about that auction industry. They're like, what's the bidding going to start at? It doesn't matter. It can start at $1. It can start at $1,000. It's just it goes up wherever anybody wants to start the bidding. That's where we're going to start the bidding. Or they're going to be like, well, what's it going to sell for? And things like, they just don't know anything. Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. So
I think people are growing more curious now. Because auctions. Barely before starting, I was just scrolling to my newsfeed. I was sitting here and. Right. Now it's a little bit more mainstream because they did like the bidding. Right. They did like a beat to it where it sounds like it's rap music.
Oh yes.
And a lot of people are getting interested in a different culture in a different way.
Yeah.
So I think that social media has helped, you guys because you're utilizing, but I think a lot of the traditional auctions, it might be hurting them, right? Because if they're not utilizing.
Yes,
it, right?
absolutely. They're unfortunately they're closing down. There's auction companies closing down every day almost because they don't want to. They're like third generation auctioneers, second generation auctioneers. They don't want to use all that new. They don't are comfortable using it. They don't want to get other. They just don't want to use it, and they don't.
They don't see it as important.
They're always like, well, it used to work before. It has to work now too, and unfortunately, it doesn't.
Right, I think that's the biggest mistake any company can make.
So.
You fall behind, you stay behind. It's pretty much how it's going. And
Yeah.
like with everything, how it's moving so fast nowadays, it's like you better keep up with what's going on. You
Absolutely.
better know what's going on.
Absolutely.
Or else you're left behind.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like for example, the whole like retail, stores like Toys R Us. I heard they went bankrupt because of Amazon was just taking over everything. Do you think something like that would affect an auction company later on in the future?
Yes, absolutely. Oh yeah. I mean, Ritchie Brothers. Most people that know anything about auctions, they know Ritchie Brothers, and there's no doubt they're the biggest out there. They're worldwide. They're huge. They're extremely massive. Yeah, absolutely. And they've been buying out Iron Planet, Cruise Energy. They're buying out everybody, and just because they're using that, and all them smaller companies, there's no way you can compete with them. It's just there's just no way. Absolutely. So you have to implement all those new strategies, or you're gonna fall behind.
And you were saying something along the lines that people could actually even bid online for your stuff.
Absolutely.
So
yes, sir. We've sold.
What's the site that the people can know about that they can get a hold of you?
Yeah, it's ironboundauctions.com. You go to ironboundauctions.com. You just register. It's very easy to do. You register. If you're busy that day, you can sit at home and bid on it. We prefer if they live close by. We prefer if they come out there, look at the truck, tractor, whatever they're buying, test it, walk around. Your pictures. We try to take as very detailed pictures as we possibly can with not just with faults and everything, and describe it too. But there's no better way than actually seeing it in person. But you can be anywhere in the world, and you can just log in that day and you're just live. You're listening to the auctioneer. You're following the catalog, and you're bidding live. The numbers are going to be displayed just like the auctioneer pronounces them. And then you can bid live.
Is there like a live feed on it, or a live video? Is there a video?
Yes,
to
sir.
it as well?
There's a video to it. There's audio to it. Yes, absolutely. And then there's the pictures, and then it shows you which lot we're on. And
so it gets the people involved no matter where they're at.
Oh yeah.
Right? Audio, video,
everything. Yes, sir. Yeah, we sold Africa, Thailand, all over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we sold a combine to Thailand not long ago. It took them 24 days on a ship to get it out there.
Wow.
And we can help with getting it ready for ship ready and all that too. So
awesome.
We make it as easy as possible.
Yeah, the buyer called before the auction and told us where they were planning to take it. We got him a price on the freight, a quote, what it would cost him to ship it to Houston to the port. So he knew exactly what he was looking at, and he felt comfortable buying it the day of the sale. We got it ready for him, shipped it to the port, and then shipped from there.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Absolutely.
It seems like a very crazy process. So we're gonna, whenever we come back from a quick commercial, we're gonna speak a little bit more about the process to become an auctioneer.
Perfect.
So college, whatever it was that got you to where we're at. So we're gonna go to a quick commercial. Thank you for listening to Ricas Platicas.
Club La Sierra los invita a que no se pierdan noches de karaoke todos los jueves y todos los grandes eventos que solamente La Sierra Event Center les trae. Sigan escuchando Ricas Platicas.
Well, we're back to Ricas Platicas. We're going to get into the conversation of, I guess, for someone, young entrepreneur that's curious about auctions.
Perfect.
That sees maybe a future in it, but it's not quite sure how to get started. What do you got to say to them?
Oh man, that's an awesome profession to get into. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's something that I don't work a day in my life. I just because I enjoy it that much, right? So go to school, go to auction school. First of all, go to auction school. Find yourself a good auction school. It depends on what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you just want to be more of a bit caller, if you like that entertaining people, like you said earlier, if you just want a bit call and sound really good, there's some auctioneers, they just sound great. They sound.
Do you have to
really,
go to school for that to be a bit caller?
Yes, sir. Well, to get your license in New Mexico, you don't need a license, but in the state of Texas, you need to have a license.
Okay.
It's actually a pretty hard license to get. You have to go to auction school, all that. You have to get a diploma and all that before you can even take the test in the state of Texas, right? So you have to go to auction school if you want to become a licensed auctioneer.
How long does it take the school?
It's 10 consecutive days, usually. Most auction schools, they do 10 consecutive days. You start on a Friday and you leave whenever it's over on a Sunday or something like that, or a Monday. Yeah, it's 10 consecutive days. I think it's like 87 hours of education. I don't remember.
So you go to school
depending on the school, they're a little bit different.
Yes, sir.
So you go for 10 days from like 7 to 5, and then it's just school.
School. They teach you a lot of drills, and it's just a very basic chant. They just teach you a basic chant, and you go create your own chant. But to that school that I went, they focus more on the legal side of the things. There's a lot of laws and regulations, a lot of laws and regulations, because you're handling lots of clients and money from, and how to deal with it. So you have to have, lots of laws and regulations, obviously. And but yeah, if I would suggest go to an auction school, depending on what you want to do. Like that auction school that I went to, it's a great auction school. Mike Jones is the owner. He sells millions of dollars of real estate every year. He's a very famous auctioneer. He's a world champion and whatnot. But he focuses a lot on the professional. You got to be professional and legal and all that good stuff, right? So it's a very good school to attend to. If you want to become more of a bit caller, just a bit caller, I think Worldwide College of Auctioneering is where he went. It's a great school. I've heard nothing but great things about it. And there's more out there, but those two are the most famous ones. Go to a good auction school, first of all. Go work with an auction company first. Go get your feet wet,
Right.
And one,
like it.
absolutely.
Yeah,
and one thing,
start attending auctions as well, right?
absolutely, attend auctions, get involved, yeah,
Right.
and don't expect to. Most younger ones, they expect to go out of auction school and start selling on a microphone, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. You're going to have to probably go sweep the floor at the first couple of auctions, and slowly just get into it, because there's just so much more behind it than just getting behind the microphone right away and selling. So, but it doesn't matter. At Ironbound, we don't mind if we have to go wash the floor, or we go and sell we call bids. It doesn't matter. We do whatever we have to do.
It's all a part of.
We're a team,
process,
absolutely, yeah,
right.
and we enjoy it. And if somebody wants to do it, I mean, get with me. I mean, I'll gladly even give anybody my cell phone number. I'll help them as much as I can. It's a great profession to be in. Absolutely.
When people buy from you guys, is there like any hidden fees? I know that there's a bunch of them that have like hidden fees and stuff like that. You guys don't come with none of those things, right?
At the sale, there's a 5% buyer's premium, but it's posted throughout the building, everywhere, every catalog. When you register to bid, you're gonna see it everywhere posted.
Okay.
That's
and you guys help everybody load up their stuff that they buy, right?
yeah. There's gonna be no loading fees. We help
No
everybody
loading fees?
load,
Wow.
and we're not picky on. Of course, we always say we like it picked up within 30 days, but there's a lot of companies that give you a week, some do 2 weeks, and then they start charging you storage fees.
Right.
We don't do that. We're lenient on that.
Okay. So no hidden fees whatsoever.
No.
So what would be the process? Let's say I want to sell, some equipment, and I've never sold in an auction. What is the process that I have to go through?
It's very simple. That's the best part of it. It's very simple and yet very, very effective. Give me a call. Call one of the sales representatives that we have out there. Just give them a call. We can come out to your yard and look at your equipment, or you simply just bring it to our place. If you need help with freight, we can do that too. We have somebody there that does pretty much nothing else than just make sure items get delivered, equipment gets delivered. We just hire third-party companies. We don't make any money off of it. It's just an extra service to help you out as a seller, right? So if you have a grader, say you have a grader, or you have multiple trucks, a big fleet that you're trying to sell, we're going to kind of give you a ballpark number of what it could bring. You know, it could vary, obviously, the market, and there's a lot of variations, but you need to have, if it's a vehicle, you have to have a clear title under your name, because if you're a buyer, we don't want to give you a title that's all messed up. You know, you have to be able to register it, and we register everything. We make sure you get a good title. But anyway, yeah, you bring it over, you fill out a consignment agreement. It's very easy, just a simple consignment agreement. From there, we take it all. You know, we take a lot of pictures, we start marketing it, we do postcards, brochures, flyers, radio advertising, TV advertising even. We do some TV commercials already. A lot of social media. Obviously,
clean up the equipment.
Exactly. Clean up the equipment, display it nicely, make sure all the tires are full. You know, we don't want anything just sitting all sagged, you know, on the street.
And are you guys open to selling anything?
Pretty much, but anything that's equipment related. We don't do no households, no washing machines, none of that. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just not in the industry we're in. Anything equipment related.
What's the weirdest thing that's came across that people have been trying?
They've been trying to sell, you know, plates and you know.
Did it happen to be a Mexican?
Pots and pans? No, actually, no. It's a German guy.
Blow up dolls.
No, not yet. But
I think they would have some success.
yeah,
You know that it's something that's really common right
they
now.
do sell them though.
There was a bit the other day I was watching. This is unrelated to this, but
No, that's okay.
but since we brought up the blow up dolls, there's some dolls that look almost human already.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm afraid of where that's gonna go to.
Yeah, I seen a post with some guy. He was like, "Ladies, y'all missed out. He like this one. This one's always happy."
It doesn't need a credit card. Huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that mentality they missed out on a lot.
No dates. All that
So
shit.
that's probably an area that may be able to, you know, get into in the auction.
There, you know, there's auctioneers. I have auctioneer friends. They sell weird shit. Yeah, they're selling weird stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
So we brought up the equipment part. This is probably a question that I was told to ask. Let's say I'm in a situation, right? Let's say that I have a car that, you know, I got finance for it and I'm trying to sell the car, but I haven't paid it off. Do you do any of that?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not a problem. We do it all the time. What we need is a bank letter, a letter from your bank just telling us, allowing us to sell it. As soon as it sells, we come and pay the bank whatever you owe on it, and the rest goes to you.
Okay.
Right? It's very simple.
Then would you, you know, let's say the person still owes 10 grand or whatever.
Right.
Would you sell it for higher than 10 grand, or does it sometimes go under that?
We would need to sell it either for higher than 10 grand, or we would need to have proof of you having funds to pay the difference at the bank. If it should sell for 7 grand, that you could go and pay those 3 grand, and then so where we can get the title and give the buyer his title, right? So we need to have the title. We need to release the title.
Okay. So whenever, for example, do you have to know the price before you get to the bank, or are you gonna know? Because let's say, you know, we put the car in the auction and you find out what it's gonna go for. How are you gonna know the difference between what needed to be?
Right. We usually have a good idea what it could bring. Right. So right. You know, usually within like 20-30%. It's obviously not going to sell cheaper than if it's a car that's worth 15 grand. Retail, it's obviously not going to sell for under like 7 or whatever. You know, it's a big. So we usually kind of know already what it's going to bring, and if we know what they owe at the bank, you know, we kind of know if
it'll cover that.
Yeah.
Does it usually, or is it?
It usually does, because the bank will usually not lend you money unless they think a car is worth.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
absolutely.
Okay. So, y'all help people out in every way, right? Like, I mean, whenever it comes to the buyers, the sellers, everything.
Absolutely.
A buyer, someone who's not too informed, because a lot of people have been asking me, how do you even buy in this stuff?
Right.
Like, did you pay there?
Yes.
How does that work?
Yes. You have to pay that day,
Okay.
right? Or arrange something where you're going to send a wire transfer. We take any method of payments. We make it as simple as we possibly can. You can pay with a check, personal check, company check, cashier's check, certified check, cash, obviously hard cash, credit cards, wire transfers. If you pay with a check, a personal check or a company check, we have to have a big letter of guarantee from your bank showing that you have the funds to cover for that check, right? And but we ask to everybody pays that day, right? You have to pay that day because we have to pay our consigners and all that good stuff. If you can't make arrangements with us, maybe next day will work or whatever. We have to collect the sales taxes for the state of Texas and all that good stuff. But yeah, we make it as simple as possible. We don't want anybody to feel like they gotten screwed or something. You know, it's no hidden fees, no nothing. It's just simple. And also you have to realize that if you buy something at an auction, you buy it as is, where is. You know, we don't know any of the equipment. It's all consigners items.
Okay.
A lot of these things could be in perfect condition. Some could have a little issue here and there. If we know this had a big issue, like a bad engine or a bad transmission, we're going to post it.
Okay.
Right. We want you to know about it, but we can't go around and detail every imperfection at that. So we prefer you go out there, test it, and be perfectly happy with what you're purchasing before you purchase it. Because once you purchase that item, you have to pay for it, and you bought it as is. Whereas if you run down the highway and it breaks in two pieces, well, you got two items for one money. You know, you got a heck of a deal. You bought two items now for one money. But no, it's how it goes. You buy as is, where is. But yeah, we make it as simple as possible and effective.
I see. So let's say, I guess that that I wanted to buy something, and turns out that I was too excited or kind of tipsy or something, and then it was just too much money, and I happened not to have it. What do y'all do then?
Depends if I'm gonna tell the horror stories or not, but I'm just kidding. We just call a couple of phone numbers and have them taken care of. No, I'm just kidding. I'm very much kidding. Yeah, I'm very much kidding. No, it's unfortunately we're not going to allow that buyer to ever buy again, ever. You know, unless he would come and settle in something, because that's the whole deal. You know, once it's a binding contract. If you're the winning bidder, before you're the winning bidder, you can back out anytime. You can say, you know what, I don't want to bid anymore, or you know, I'm going to take that last bid back or whatever. But once you're the winning bidder, and they say your number and they say that it's sold, you're now 100% reliable for it. You have to pay it. Now it's your equipment.
Has it ever happened to someone backing out?
Yeah, unfortunately, it has. It has.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they get it. They get too excited at in the momentum, and they get carried away. They buy too high or something, and they just or they don't even have the money, and they try to sell it before they can actually pay us for it and all that. And we ask them not to do it because the thing is, we have a database with all the auction companies around, so they know about it too. So you're going to have your name blacklisted all across. Yeah, you don't want that really.
So I want to understand a little bit about the signs that y'all do. I know I see a lot of signs whenever y'all speaking back to each other, ringman and the bid caller. Well, for some of the podcast listeners on audio only, this is not going to work. But for the guys on video, you know, I see y'all doing a lot of signs. Can you tell us a little bit about the signs?
You're a ring man.
You got this covered.
Well, it's pretty much, you know, you show numbers, a lot of numbers.
Okay.
You know, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's those numbers that a lot of people don't know that they're actually numbers. It's a universal deal, but there are a lot of numbers like this is a 7, 8, or 6. You know, 9, all that good stuff.
Okay.
There's a lot of numbers. And, you know...
So that's universal? That's
universal. Yeah, 6, 7. Yeah, it's very easy. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And some do 11 on the auto auctions deal.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, you know, you do quite a bit. Like, if there's two bidders bidding at the same time, you know, you would sometimes do like this, or you would... If you hold your fist, it means, I got the bid, right? I got the bid. You tell the auctioneer, I got the bid, sir. Okay. And auctioneer's like, no, Johnny, you're out, or whatever. And in his chant, he's like, no, I took the other guy, right? So then he can go, and because you don't want to have that bidder, if he's already bid, you don't want him to bid twice because he's just running himself up, right? Unless there's somebody else bidding. Right. So if Johnny tells auctioneer, I got a bid with a full fist, it means I got money in my hand, right? This is money in my hand. I got a full bid. Then the auctioneer now knows he's got to bid, right? So
he starts looking for somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. And then if somebody else bids right, then he's out again. So he opens his hands again, right? Holds his hands up. You know, it's open. You can't hold money with your hands down. You have to.
Right.
So he asks for one more bid. So if he gets a bid, you know, you can relate it back to the auctioneer, and just tell him once again, I'm bid and all those things. Yeah.
A lot of times there's a couple of guys bidding at the same time. One ringman is watching one, the other ringman watching another one, and almost yell at the same time, and the auctioneer just goes up one bid. Well, you don't know if he saw you or if he has the other ringman. And that's one place just
you
show something, and then he's just gonna go, yeah, Johnny, you're in or you're out, and then you can quickly tell your buyer, hey, he got that one, and he has a chance to jump in and get the next bid.
Yeah.
Okay. How many what was the question I was gonna ask? It just like flew away. What would be? Shoot, forgot again. I had it and then it just flew away, man.
I was gonna ask what those numbers. Do you ever do that? Like when there's women in the crowd and you're like, that's a 9 and that's a 6. I don't do that.
Like when
judging like women.
Oh, like what?
Just to yourself.
Hey, it may have happened once or twice. Yeah, if somebody walks in, you put something in that chant to make sure everybody knows that somebody just walked in the door. You know, all the respect to
I was wondering because everybody has their own little signs.
Right, that auctioneer song. She's an 8, she's a 9, she's a 10. I know.
So y'all do communicate each other without people knowing, how you were saying that?
Right. Yes.
Do y'all speak in y'all's language, in German or
sometimes
Spanish?
Even English. Like you can throw a word in there, like say, I'm at 20, but not Johnny. Look at that, 20, 30, not 30. Look at those legs, but at 30, not 40. You're just.
That's cool. That's very cool. So what is the future?
Yeah, we're obviously talking about the cattle slags,
right? Y'all do cattle as well, right?
Yeah, cattle.
Do y'all?
I do. I'm very little involved in that cattle and the livestock auction business, but it's huge. It's probably one of the biggest. That and the car auctions, auto auctions. It's the biggest auctions. It's the most common auctions that are out there. Yeah.
Why not do more of it if it's so big?
We are actually planning on doing auto auctions there. Yes,
Okay.
yes. But around here, it's just there was a need for equipment auctions more than anything else. But we're going to start doing the auto auctions too, cattle auctions, livestock auctions. We may. I think the closest here is Clovis, Midland, and then Lubbock. I think we may, but there's just not a lot of cattle around here.
Yeah, not that.
And there's obviously like the pet where they do. Horse auctions where they do these big fine horses where they sell horses for millions of dollars, pedigrees and all that. Yeah, the bigger cities, they're a lot of fun. Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
What about guns? Do you get into the guns at all?
No,
Is that just a big
A
mess?
lot of licensing.
a lot of licensing and all that. We don't sell any. We don't have the license to sell guns. It looks fun. It's just not something that we haven't gotten into. Yeah.
So I kind of remember the question I was going to ask you. Whenever you have like somebody who's saying, that has the bid or whatever, that has the equipment already, how long does it take for you to say that it's sold without waiting on the next person? It's just whenever
there is no way. There's no really like a method of doing it.
Okay.
It's just a lot of times there's only 2 bidders in at the last 10 bids, right? It's both of you bidding, right? So, and you read their faces, you can kind of tell. But if he just shakes his head like, nah, I'm done. You can just tell he's done. And why would I start? Why would I bag? He's done.
Right.
And there is nobody else bidding, so I'll just sell outright quick to you. So why would I?
Waste.
Yeah, and there's different ways. Auctioneers sometimes every once in a while they'll sell one item real quick. It's like wakes everybody up. It's like, oh no, I need to. They get excited. I need to bid. I need to bid quick, fast. Because if he keeps bagging for more, bagging, and they kind of, They wait them out. They wait them out, and they wait them out, and it gets, you know,
So
everybody
an auctioneer would sell quick to
wake the crowd up. Motivate the
to get,
crowd.
like urgency. You know?
Yes.
It's either you
sense of
control the crowd or the crowd will control the auction.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll.
If they see that they can kind of be hesitant and wait a little bit and get you to beg longer, give them time to think about it, they'll do it more and more on every item.
Yeah, because they'll. I mean, the professional buyers. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was
The
just gonna say
professional
that
buyers, the ones that buy all the time, you know, they'll wake you out. You know, they'll wake you out. They'll wake you out because they want to pick it up as low as they possibly can. So if you all of a sudden just sell real quick and it's like, oh no, I need to get after this. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that's you kind of interpret people whenever they're being a little hesitant.
Yeah,
I see.
absolutely.
Okay, what is the future of Ironbound Auctions? What are y'all working on next, or starting with the next auction that you have?
Yes, we're just more technology, better technology. You know, just that's one of our main things. And we're starting to expand now. We're going to Oklahoma City. We're going to Las Cruces, New Mexico. We're probably going to go to Midland, Texas, or Odessa, Texas. In the near future, we're probably going to go further than that yet. And you know, in the long run, 5 years down the road, we may try to go like global, you know, franchise even, if at all possible.
How many people are working right now for Ironbound?
On auction days, it's usually from 20 to 25.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Pretty big
You
group.
got a whole team. Huh?
Yes, a whole team.
Yeah, whenever you're there, you got people in the gray shirts inside, outside.
Right.
It's
Yes.
It's a whole event, and it's
Yes.
they're selling burritos.
Yeah,
really
tacos.
pretty
Oh,
girls,
delicious
pretty
tacos.
little
Oh,
burritos.
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
love
Yeah,
tacos,
it's just-
man.
Tell me about it. Yeah, it's.
Do y'all sell beer out there?
No.
Or is it kind of against the rules since people are trying to buy stuff?
You know, the thing is, you know, there is auctions where you can. They actually will give you liquor for, you know, free. You know, but there's also that risk that, you know, if you buy some and you're drunk, you're like, oh crap, what did I do? Right?
Could be a little harder to collect after the sale.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and we've sold, you know, we sold a cotton picker that's worth $400,000, right? One item, and I mean, obviously, hopefully, nobody that would be drunk would buy that thing. But if somebody buys it and doesn't pay for it, you know, that leaves a big hole in our pocket, right?
Wow.
And you know, so
you also buy equipment and sell it from the company, or is it consigners only?
It's consigners only.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
okay.
consigners only. Yeah.
I see. Okay. So there's a lot of good things coming from Ironbound Auctions. We were also talking about the entertainment part of it. I was telling. Well, I think I was telling Jesse.
Right.
There's a norteño band named
Okay.
Maquinaria Norteña.
Okay. Yeah, I know
And
them.
they're one of one of my favorite bands,
Right.
at least. A lot of people don't like them, but I do. And the whole thing is, Maquinaria, they have machines, equipment and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And they did a music video with like backhoes and
Oh, nice.
like construction equipment in the back, and I thought that was pretty cool. And I was like, could in the future possibly auctions in norteño or
Right.
the entertainment business come together in a way?
I've really tried to think of ways where we could integrate it, where, starting the auction event, lights out, fireworks, you name it, something to get it, something different.
More exciting.
Yes, and I still haven't found a. We do obviously the ring man, all those that help out a lot. It's just very entertaining. It's exciting, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm open for ideas. I wouldn't want to have a band playing outside while the auction's going on, because everybody would probably go out and watch the band and stop bidding. But
but maybe after the fact, maybe after the whole auction is done.
right, maybe
Maybe then
yeah, exactly.
there.
And do like a cover
Like an
fee
event.
to come into
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Like a small little cover fee.
Absolutely, yeah.
Get to see a band.
Because it's
Crowd there.
like
Yeah.
rodeos, all that is involved.
You
we
get to sell a
do
little bit more tacos.
absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
That's definitely something.
Bring out the cervezas for the after party.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
So people can celebrate
Absolutely.
that they actually bought something good, or they can
Yeah.
drink themselves
Yeah.
away that they bought something that's
Right.
expensive.
Yeah, it's
You could do a
a good
little
idea. It really is.
After midnight auction type of thing where it's
Yeah.
adults only. I don't know.
And-
So-
Yeah, like a fun, like a
Just
where it would go for a good cause. You know, we could definitely do that after the whole event. You know, let everybody be tipsy or whatever, because now it's going for a good cause. You better
Yeah.
pay up, or we'll make you look like an ass.
We're gonna put the numbers that you suggested earlier.
Right. $1 million and a two. Right.
yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, shoot. Yeah, we need to do something like that.
So before we end this, we already had a good hour of conversating. Do you want to, give us a little bit of, I guess, your challenges that you had to overcome in order to get where you're at now?
Oh, where to start? There was many. They look at you like an overnight success, which we've been very successful. There's no doubt. We sold millions and millions of dollars of equipment, worldwide. But Johnny's been there since day one. He knows kind of how many nights we did with a couple hours of sleep. Getting ready for the auctions. It's all people that, just like you said, that didn't want to pay, and now we have to deal with all the consigners. There's a lot of there's been a lot of challenges, but for everybody that's wanting to get into this industry, like I said, don't be afraid of failing. Don't get in it, even though there's challenges.
I think failing is what makes
absolutely
you, right?
absolutely.
It's how you learn.
That's how you learn.
Right,
We've had many failures, and we try to take actions and correct them and just that's how you grow. Absolutely. And it's a good business to be in. It's obviously challenging, and that's why, not meaning to brag, but we're probably the only and the best probably around here. It's just what it is, right? So, but it's because of we're willing to overcome all those challenges and all those failures.
Awesome.
What is your background that would make you so strong to fall down and get up?
Oh, there's a long background, yeah. But growing up in a country where I did, it's different. Obviously, I've had to do a lot of hard work to get me up here where I am. So, a lot of failures, a lot of just personal problems and whatnot. So,
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Did you start working in an auction company first?
No, sir. I had never been in the auction industry at all. Never been involved in the auction industry before I started this. Nope, never.
And just one.
I just sold. I had a trucking company before this. I got an offer for it. I sold it, and I started this. Yeah, it's that simple, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you started with the trucking company, and then
yes, 2012 I started with the trucking company. But I've had great help. A lot of people that supported me. That's helped a lot. I got a great team. We got I sometimes tell people I may not know a lot of things, but I know people that know a lot of things.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the team, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't. There's no way.
And you truly, whenever you go to the building there, to the company, you truly feel like, you truly feel home. Like, in my point of view, the first time I went there and I gave out my business card, everyone's so friendly. They speak your language. They help you out, whatever question you have. Everyone's always in coordination. Everybody's always coordinated. Working together, communicating, and it's a very fun experience for anyone that's interested in attending. There's going to be an auction on April 10th.
April 10th, next week, Tuesday. You can't miss it. It's going to be a great event. We're going to have lots of equipment, probably over 500 items that we're all going to sell in one day. Like you said earlier, there's going to be tacos. There's going to be, just come, even if it is just for the experience. Just come check it out. It's fun.
Why don't they auction the tacos?
Yeah, we need to. Oh man, you've been giving me a lot of good ideas today.
Sit there, you want a taco, 3, 4.
Yeah, many tacos here, but that $1, not one taco $1 too, right? Un taco, number 20.
Our saxophone player Mario, they're gonna have tacos.
Right, we can sell it in 4 languages if they want us to. German, Low German, Spanish. We sell it in all languages. I'm probably me and him are actually probably the only 2 auctioneers in the world that speak that sell in 4 languages. So
Awesome.
that's
Awesome.
What time does it start?
10 a.m.
At 10. Okay.
Yes, sir.
10 a.m. So for everyone listening, we will see you in Seminole, Texas. What was the address again?
750 U.S. Highway 180 West, Seminole, Texas, Hobbs Highway.
And you can also search Ironbound Auctions on Facebook.
Yes.
With Ironbound Auctions. That's what. It's just like that.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or just our website, ironboundauctions.com.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So y'all all over the place, internet, worldwide, everywhere. So you can't miss them. You know, if you really want to be a part of it, you
Yep.
just want to go chill,
If you-
look at the girl that sells tacos like I do.
Right.
And then, go look
Or
at
if you want to become an auctioneer too, just come visit with us, with me or him. We're gonna
Yes,
make you an auctioneer, and you're gonna be
Yeah.
flying around in an airplane one day.
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
Jesse, anything you want to tell us?
No, I guess we'll just go ahead and tell them that once again, remember, there's going to be that auction, and it's going to be very fun. There's going to be a lot of tacos.
There's a lot of equipment, a lot of chants.
Yep,
a
auction
lot of,
chance.
just a lot of excitement.
Ricardo's gonna be there. I mean, yeah.
I'll be there doing my little filming.
There's a reason I hang out with people like I do.
Yeah, and it was very exciting to be able to be a part of it. You know, like I never been a part of something like that.
We
so
love having you there. Absolutely, you do a great job for us.
I found out, I was like, man, this is exciting. I want to be a part of this.
Absolutely.
So anyone listening, you want to be a part of this too.
Yes.
And we'll see you there on April 10th. And every other, 2-3 months, y'all have an auction,
Every
right?
45 days to a month, we're going to start having now because the demand is high. Yes.
So start following these guys around because these guys are going to be doing a lot more auctions.
Yes.
Yeah. And I heard from a friend, from Jesse, that he says that you're going to be putting out more information on YouTube about
Yes.
like a blog type of thing.
Exactly. If you're, I've bought and sold a lot of equipment in the past, right? Myself, just personally. That right now we usually just try to do consigners only. I usually don't do it myself that much because of conflicts of interest and all that good stuff. But yeah, if there's anybody out there that wants to buy and sell equipment, we get some traders out there. We're gonna put a blog together and kind of show you the basics and whatnot. Give you some value.
Pointers.
Yeah, absolutely. That's. We want everybody to benefit from it, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, everyone, thank you so much for listening. This is Ricas Platicas, and we hope to see you next time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ricardo. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.